Hello. Oh, there I am. I've got too many things going on here. Let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. Hi, I'm Jen Taylor. I own Jen Taylor Consulting. So some of you have seen me post. We got all this stuff. Okay, there we go. Um, Post a few weeks ago about who I am, what I do, and how I can help you. So today I'm going to dig in a little bit more. Some of you might have seen this, some of you may not have. So, who I am. I am Jen Taylor. I've owned Tailored Events by Jennifer Taylor, Tailored Events Group for the last 17 years. I am committed to be shutting that down this year. I've planned weddings throughout the Pacific Northwest and Maui. In 2018, it was my busiest year yet and ever. I had 4 other planners on staff, and we were an exclusive planner for one of the wineries in Woodinville, and it all came crashing down. And it was a variety of things. Was one, I wanted out. Two, the planners are moving on with their lives and wanted to do other things, become moms, get married, burnt out from all the stress. And then at the end of the day, Halloween morning, I had to let my husband go after a massive pulmonary embolism. So my life completely changed and completely went not downhill, just completely turned around. So what I wanted to do with Jen Taylor Consulting was to start helping wedding and event people, help them with their business and get more into the operations of businesses and all the stuff that I really loved back when I was working in a corporate job. I worked at Western Wireless, I worked at Eddie Bauer, and I loved doing corporate work. But I also know that you get spoiled. We all know that you are no longer employable when you work for yourself. So I knew I wasn't going to be going back to business. So what was my path? And I took Jen Taylor Consulting was ready to go and ready to move forward, and I had to pivot and just let it sit while I got my life back together and just kept it going along and helping people when I could. And then I was ready to go. 2019, I was like, yes, I'm done traveling. I took 5 weeks and went to Maui. I took 3 weeks, drove to the Midwest and saw my husband's family, and took some stuff back there for them, and had a big family vacation with everybody. Drove back, living in this house, going, okay, I am set. Remodeled the backyard. It's lovely. I love my life. I'm ready to start working. I'm ready to know what I'm meant to do. And then COVID hit. And I'm like, this is the perfect time, people. This is the perfect time for you to be working on the back end of your business. Well, we're also just in a mindset of just like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? That everybody just looked at me and goes, I can't even think about my business. And I was kind of in the same boat. I was like, I'm not there. So I took 2020 to dig in, and I received a certification for director of operations. I got a certification for helping wineries on the back end through Washington State, so the business of wine. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of in the same boat. So you see, I've pivoted maybe 3 or 4 times since Halloween of 2018. And so I'm like, okay, this is it. This is good. I leave for my annual trip to Hawaii, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm still going, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I love being a director of operations. That's one thing that will be in my life. And that's what I love to help people do. But is the winery thing my gig? I love going to wineries. I love I'm a member of, we're not even going to count how many wine clubs I have or how many bottles of wine I have in this house. But I sat there in Hawaii and go, this is not where I want to be. I want more freedom in my life. I want more being able to go. Being a director of operations, I may not have that. I may have to be home working with clients, where I could be out with my trailer. I can be out with my new man. And, well, he's not new. He's been around for a year. But I was like, I don't know. So Karen and I talked, and, I'm now one of the experts here at the Fave Lifestyles group. And I'm like, you know what? I really think this is where I want to be. This is these are my people. We're all in. I am just turned 50 almost 2 weeks ago. And I've gone through a life transition, a marital transition, and we've all gone through a pandemic transition. And the pivoting has been immense with everybody. So that's kind of my story. And, I'm pretty transparent with anything. So I will tell you everything and you go, wow. There's some people in the wedding industry that are like, oh, I never saw that take about wedding planning. I'm like, well, then you're not a planner. So anyway, so I kind of want to just tell you what I do and how I help people go even through, through the transition, after the transition. I'm trying to get my notes up and running here. Okay, that'll work. And I want to become your business best friend, your BFF for your business. At least the back end side of it. All the I want to do the unsexy, really crappy parts of your business. So I want you to be able to enjoy all the things you started about your business, and now that either you hate or you didn't know you're getting yourself into, or it's turned into that creaky, rusted bucket and you're like, I don't even know what to do with this. That's where I come in. It doesn't have to be complicated. Your business is great, or it could be better. But I understand that you went into it with like, this is a fun thing. I want to do this. And now you're like, it's running my life. I can't have a vacation. I can't go out and go with my girlfriends. I mean, if you're like me, you're like, I want to be able to press a button and have my business run. And that's what we work on. And that's what I help my clients do, is at the end of the day, I want to create the processes and the procedures and the workflows and, bring somebody into, you've got, bring the automation in. And there's a group of us here that can help you with that. And so I want to be part of that and be able to let you go have a vacation and go hang out and let your business be your business and your life be your life. I mean, that's what we are. So what is my superpower? Someone that I can help my clients move forward. In the wedding industry, I had the word taskmaster came up with my name quite a bit. I had a really good business best friend, and she would tell her clients that if they were looking for what, she'd ask, and she's already reading the room. She's already reading that. She's like, what kind of, what do you need a planner? Are you looking for a planner? And they would say yes, no, what, kind of, what do you have? And so she would refer me, and she's like, well, if you want somebody who's a taskmaster. And I said, don't tell them that. I don't want to be the meanie. But I help businesses move forward. I helped my clients move forward. You still need to do the work. I still need to do my work. But if we do our work together, then everything gets done and you're able to enjoy what you've created. So I provide the guidance, the strategy, and allow you to be the visionary creative in your business. I help you in the areas that you don't like, you resent, you've lost the energy for. I do what how do I do that? I help you with be the strong manager, making sure the day-to-day is running smoothly and that there's consistency in the business. I mean, there's businesses out there that have pulled things from other businesses and said, this is what I do. And I look at it and I go, no, that's not what you do. That's what they do. So what do you do? How do you run your business? Because I can see how you run your business in your processes and procedures. And if it's not yours, I know it and I don't feel it. Because I go through it, I read it, I'm like, wow, this is not it. This is not what you do. You do something else because I don't see this. So that's that's kind of my superpower, is keeping you moving forward, being your accountability partner, being your strategic partner, your sounding board, all of those things. The things about what a director of operations does is everything on the back end. So you have a marketing person, or you have a VA, all of that, a bookkeeper, all those things. What I do is I come in and sit down with you and say, okay, where do you want to be in your business? So how we start working together is we create what I call a business mapping system. It's also called a strategic mapping system. I just wanted to put a little spin on it because it's about your business. And there's 8 CEOs in that business. So you'll hear me a lot. You'll hear me over the next who knows how long talk about the 8 CEOs. So that's financial, visibility, teams, operations, offerings, systems, your personal growth. And there's an 8th. And I don't have it written down. I'm trying to go this by. And there's an 8th. There it is. I don't know. I can't remember. But we go through those 8 things. I'm just going through them in my head. And we do a deep dive in each one, because you may be in business. You may be in business for 20 years. You still need to say, okay, where am I at in my business? Do I need to do something different? Where do I have a retirement set up? Do I have insurance set up? Do I have all these things? Do I need to think about a retirement plan? How do I get more visible? How do I do that? What's my operations looks like? What happens if I'm in the hospital, or if I have to leave because I'm going through a major life transition? That's why a procedure manual is so important, is because I can take that procedure manual and give it to somebody and say, hey, I'm undisposed right now. I've got to, I'm going through divorce. I've lost my husband. My kids are going to college and I'm a mess. My spouse has a major, had a major surgery, or, a major heart attack, and we don't know what's going to happen. There's all these things that go on in our lives. As I said, I just turned 50. I've already transitioned multiple times. I've pivoted multiple times, but I've also I'll probably go through all those things with that, but not having kids go to college. I don't have kids. But those transitions and those things, they diminish your brain power. I will tell you that. And so having something already in place, or having something that you can go back to and say, okay, this is what I need to do. I want to work. I just don't know where to start. And just keeping your mind moving. And I mean, literally, I'm in the hospital. I'm calling my clients, and I'm calling my husband worked for himself as well. So I had to make sure I closed down his business properly, and that I'm in the hospital calling these people going, hi. I mean, he's, it's 2 hours ahead. It's 4:00 in the morning. And I said, hi, you need to call me as soon as you get this message. And so you're, at least for me, I was in this, like, I got to get things done. I got to move forward. I got to do all this. I'm an ISTJ. So if you know your Myers-Briggs, I am like the bulldozer, the taskmaster, the whatever. I'm like, keep going. Where some of, most of the population, may not be in that boat, and they just go and hide. And where I can help that is, let's create something that you have, something that you can give to your person, whoever that is, whether it's a trusted advisor, not even a VA, but if you have somebody that works for you, you can say, okay, here, let's create this process. This is what's going to happen if something happens. Because they're going to need to know, because you may not be able to tell them. They might get a text. I mean, if something happens to you, what's the procedure around that? So unfortunately, that's we talk about those things, and that's part of the eight CEOs in your business, because you're getting bombarded every day by all these things you need to do. You need to work on HR, you need to work on your finances, you need to work on your marketing, you need to work on yourself, you need to work on your, the business of your business. And then you've got to work on, it was right there. What are your offerings? What are you offering to your clients? What's your client onboarding? What's the client? That's the eighth one. Client experience. I mean, that's a huge part of your business. And so that's where I step in with those 8 CEOs and tame them to be able to be able to give you tasks, to be able to create projects and take those projects and say, okay, what do I want to get done this year or this quarter or this month? What needs to be pushed off? And then if you come up with 20 million different ideas, there's a parking lot for that, because we're focusing on what we've talked about. We focus on, here's what you want to get done. Here's your strategic plan for 2021, 2022. We talk about your mission. We might even create a new mission. We talk about your vision. We take your vision. What is your vision of your business for you? What makes your business you? Mine, full transparency, at 52, I've got a whole different life than I do right now. So how do I get to that different life? How do I do that? So that vision really becomes part of your strategic plan, because that strategic plan then includes that vision and says, okay, this is where I want to be in 2022, 2023. How do I get there? And that's strategic. Those 8 CEOs are all part of it. And they all sit down and go, okay, all CEOs, let's all sit down. In my head. And sometimes some override. And sometimes things get, pushed off or mutinied off the boat. And where I come in is I'm like, no. All 8 CEOs, let's all sit down and talk about this. Where are we at? What's more important? And then we stick to that plan. So I become an accountability strategic person for your business. And that's how I work with you. So you've kind of heard who I work with. I work with a woman business owner in their prime. We're all there. I see all of you because I lurk. I'm a lurker. And we're all, and we're going to go through a major life transition. It's just what it is. Mine just happened a little bit earlier. Some happen a lot earlier. I just had a client who was a wedding client. She just lost her husband. And I was devastated. And so she's reaching out to me. She's not a business owner, but she's a mom. And I'm like, here's the resources. So, so there's kids going off to college. Does that strike fear in you? Like, what do I do? How am I going to move on? How am I going to, deal with my life? Or you're going through a divorce. Or heaven forbid you lose somebody, you lose a spouse, you lose a parent. I mean, if we go back even further, in 2016, my mom went in the hospital and 5 weeks later she died. So then and I was her caretaker. So I took over a lot of the things that I needed to take care of. And I let my business slide for a year. And I had to move people around. I mean, I was working. We had clients. It was the middle of summer. I mean, it was not the ideal time. But I had to make it work. So those transitions, those things happen. And whether you pivot your business at that time or you keep moving forward, or you're like, I just need to shut it down for a year and let things just be. That's what I can help with, because I've gone through all of it. I've done it all, which is a really scary thought. So that's what I want to be for you, is to be that person, that sounding board, that strategic partner, that accountability partner. So we talked about the 8 CEOs. So the business mapping system is the first way to work with me, because I'll lay it all out for you. The business mapping system is a 3-part series where we sit down we have 3 meetings, and the first one is we dig into your business. You get a questionnaire before we meet, and we start talking about your business. And then we dig even deeper into your business. And then the next meeting, usually about a week later, we start doing a little, goal kind of year-long process, like where's things at? And then the final meeting, we kind of go, okay, this is, we might even dig into that first month or that first quarter and dig deep and say, what are the projects around what I want to do and what I want to accomplish? Because we all want to accomplish things in our business. And sometimes we go like, why can't I accomplish this? Or why can't I move forward in this? Or, what's the block around that? And sometimes you don't have a sounding board. I mean, I have 3 other, there's 3 of us, 3 other ladies that are all in business together. And, we've kind of kept each other going through the last, almost year and a half. So, but if you don't have that, or if you want somebody else that's a different person, then that's where I can come in. So we do the business mapping, and then there's different ways to work with me after that. There is the CEO support, where we meet twice a month. You get access to me via Voxer, via email, and we are just purely keeping your business moving, keeping your projects moving forward. It can be even I'm kind of like a project manager for your overall business. And if you're like, you know what, good, got it. There's quarterlies. So we meet quarterly and we go through your business. Where are you at? How's things go last quarter? Where are things at this quarter? Where do you want to move? Are there things transitioning? What's going on? And then we can do one-offs. Talk about your client onboarding and offboarding. Talk about hiring. All the things that a director of operations can help with. We can work on KPIs, key performance indicators. So things like that. That's kind of what I do and how I do business, is I can go in and dig deep and keep you accountable along the way, or we can work on a project like onboarding, offboarding, hiring. How do you hire? What's a hiring onboarding look like? So all those different things. So, and then finally, the one thing I'm offering for the fave group only for the rest of this year, and there'll be 2 sessions. Put my finger up, 2 sessions. One will start June 6th. I'll just say roughly June 6th. And the other one will start right after Labor Day. And it's 12 weeks of a business boot camp where you get to work. We meet, whether it'll be a Zoom, it'll be a Facebook group. You will get workbooks. They're right off over to the side. There are these lovely fancy workbooks you get to work out of. And then at the end of it, after the 12 weeks, we individually meet and we do the business mapping together. And you guys get that whole experience for a really awesome price. And it's a beta test for you guys, because it's something that I've wanted to do, and I just needed to find the right group with it. So I will put the link in the comments. So if you want to sign up, it is a screaming deal. It's it's not even, it's the business mapping itself is $2,000 and you're getting all of this for $500. So there's my sales pitch. Not a great person at selling, but I did want to offer something just for this group because I do believe in this group tremendously, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. So with that, I'm not going to use all of my 30 minutes, but come back every Thursday at noon. I will be here giving you some ideas on how to make your business better, and you will see some great content, articles. So go to my fave page on the website. You'll see articles coming out, and of course, I'll be here weekly, three times a month. The first 3 Thursdays of the month, for the most part, and we'll be talking about your business and how I can support you guys. So with that, thank you so much, and I will talk to y'all later.